Words as approvals. Like swear words, caps. I was like, I think that's approved. It's just yelling in the email. Positive. So my special moment was I was in Japan a few months ago, and we were just finishing episode 1, and I'd for the first time seen all the music and all the visuals and everything was all put together, and they played it for me in this like tiny little conference room, and they put like a 19-inch LCD in front of me, which was very polite of them. So, I watched it and I realized, I had been a fan since the early, mid-'80s, and I had the cassette of the original Transformers movie. And that was my introduction to metal, to techno, to pop music, to Weird Al Yankovic, to having a character the emotional scene in the original animated movie. No spoilers.
Eric, he said brief. He said
sorry. So anyway, I watched the first episode and I cried because I realized, this is the sequel to the animated movie that I wanted as a kid, and the Japanese director made zero reaction. And as I sat there and wept, he's just like, oh, so is this approved? Yeah, approved.
Hey, George.
For me, as a fan, I think every fan has a what if. Wouldn't it be cool if this happened? And I got to write that episode. I'm not going to tell you what happens or what episode it is, but you'll know it when you see it as fans.
Great, FJ.
He just stole my moment, and that was when we sort of figured that out, where when we were three of us trapped in my office on many weekends, sort of cracked that story, and the point that Joey was talking about, which is literally what I was going to say without having to spoil it, which is where the plot really kicks in and where the things come together, and it's a big moment where we realize we brought something new to these characters into this world that was respectful of the property and really pushed things forward. You'll know it.
I just say my magical moment is seeing it all together. Because I've only seen some stills and things like that, but here we all are being Transformers fans watching Transformers. So
Yeah, you can share it with everybody.
Yeah.
So this is your magic moment.
Then I have a history with Japan. I actually lived there for 6 years, and I speak Japanese, and I rarely get to use it. And this project was really exciting for me because we got to Skype with Japan, and there was a kind of back and forth. And I loved making fun of Eric in Japanese, even though he could understand us. But also, there was a moment when I can't see the staff in Japan, but I can hear them. And we've just been pushing on at a scene and working on it. And we finished the moment, and I just heard a little round of applause, and I was like, what's going on? And Eric was like, they're clapping for you. And I was like, oh, okay. It was really exciting. And also, sorry to extend this, just to work with a lot of the actors on this project. Frank, watching him in the booth, and Ben Fransky, over there?
Ben Fransky is our Rodimus Prime. Stand up, Ben.
He's amazing.
Yeah. Great anime voice actor as well.
And everybody is just really talented at the end.
All right, great. So we can start the Q&A. Anybody have a question? I want to go up to the mic.
Big fan, long time. I actually have 2 questions. One,
Is that mic on?
yeah, it doesn't seem like it is on. But I can yell. You
Yeah,
can
we'll
hear
hear
me. If the combiners are going crazy on Cybertron, are there any Guardian stuff like Omega Supreme? Is he going to make a site back? And second question, I swear in the past I've read on the internet that there are not supposed to be female Transformers, though there was in G1 and I've seen them all over the place. How in the canon do you explain the need for female robots?
Well, we'll take the Omega Supreme question first. He's an ancient guardian. He only comes out if he's called on, and you're just gonna have to stay tuned on that one. The female character bit is a unique one. We know that there's really no explanation really for the gender thing other than maybe they're the descendants of Solus Prime. They go back to the DNA of the Primes. We know how important the female characters are, especially now in the Transformers universe, and they really bring an extra dimension. I feel like really even the mystery of why they're female robots really is compelling in and of itself. That's right, yeah, there is. I think but it's fitting of the times, the Transformers universe today is really exciting, and then we have so many female fans, but also so many great female characters.
We have 4 female characters in this, but I don't know if they're all revealed yet.
Next question.
Thank you. How likely is it to get like an unedited Blu-ray version once this is all been shown on Machinima's complete Blu-ray feed?
That's a tough question. So, you know, what our releases for the Transformers in the US is through an exclusive free app called Go90, which is on iOS and Android. You know, the way that distribution for animation is complicated, and, you know, we all want it to be in as many places and in many ways to watch as possible. I do have really high hopes that there will be, but officially, we can't say anything as far as a physical format.
So is that a no?
That is a.
Well, we don't know. Yeah,
we all want it.
yeah.
We all want it just as much as you do.
Right now, we're just more concerned about just making sure that anybody who downloads the Go90 gets a chance to see it, and that's for domestic. Internationally, in the UK, you're going to have Vimeo, and then you'll have and YouTube. So distribution is there's a plan in place, and it's rolling out internationally. And so when it comes to after we're all wrapped up and where it's going to live, and it will continue to live in Machinima for the time being. So, your name, sir?
My name is Gino. Hi, I have a toy question, if that's possible.
Let's see what I can do.
Okay, how was the performance of Combiner Wars Deluxe Group? If you could comment on that possibly, and I have a comment as well. Because if we get a shuttle blast off in Combiner Wars colors here, I think a lot of people would say that you guys would thank you.
Cool. Well, it's important to us in Combiner Wars Toys to make sure that we bring to life every version. Yeah, we tried to upgrade it, like David said, to a new generation of fans. Bringing Groove out was really. We knew the fans wanted to create their version of Defensor. I think it's exciting to be able to do that. It's difficult right now to say exactly how it's doing or anything like that, but it's too early to say about that blast off. But I'm definitely a big fan of that toy.
Hi.
Yeah, what's your name?
Harley. My question for Jason and Abby. Do you guys have any sort of inspiration when it comes to your characters? Like any, like Megatron and Moonblade? Like, do you have any
Inspiration. That's a good question. For me, I kind of think of strong female characters that I love, specifically Kill Bill. I kind of wrote that way, but added more dynamics. That was one of my inspirations for Moonblade with them.
Mine is one of my uncles. In so much as the kind of way we ended up playing him to a degree was Uncle Megatron, right?
Uncle Lamb.
Yeah. Someone get me a beer. But my uncle kind of talked like that. He would be sort of very declarative, and then he would sit down and be a little quieter. So it sort of went that way. It was kind of where I pulled it from. I haven't told him yet. So. See if he figures it out.
Is your uncle in the audience?
No. Yeah.
All right, next question, please. Your name?
Hey, my name is Lawrence. So the G1 movie is very important to me, so I'm really excited to kind of see you guys. So my question is, the tone of the movie or of the show, the movie kind of eliminates a lot of characters, and we see people fall and really emotional moments. Will Combiner Wars kind of show us a lot of familiar faces falling and rising to new occasions?
Well, let me answer it this way. I agree with you. Like, the original G1 tone was so important to our, history of Transformers. So what we try to do in Combiner Wars is try to retain some of the emotional consequence of action. And so things matter, and things change as the story goes. And that's what makes it an adult cartoon in a way. But we're very careful too. We didn't want to make something that was so dark that it's just like this post-apocalyptic video game. So we really wanted to make sure that there's levity and lightness. So, especially when characters who have, kind of known each other their entire millennia when they react to each other. This is like an old family conversation. So it's kind of jokey and it's angry and it's deep. But yes, we're very familiar with that G1 tone. We tried to keep as much as we could.
Great, thank you.
Oh yeah. There is a very big G1 Easter egg in episode 4.
Good to know. I was wondering two things actually. Number one, it seems like the combiners themselves, not just their individuals but the combined forms, are a lot smarter than we've seen in previous incarnations and actually able to form sentences, which was a little confusing. And I was wondering why that storytelling choice was made. And I was also wondering, because this answer really varies across incarnations of the universe, are the combined forms, is it just everybody's personality all talking together in the head, or is it a separate personality? Is it like a separate Stunticon, basically?
Great question. That's a great question. Your first question is, the show's called Combiner Wars, so there's a lot of effort that went into, somebody's
All right, FJ, can we, I want to make sure that we get everybody's questions in. Any answers? Yeah. I'm running out of time, yeah.
Is we wanted to really give them a purpose and a meaning and give each one of those characters a moment or an arc that allowed them to be special. To answer your question, we did a lot of homework on, we did a lot of homework on
Nice
the
ringtone.
voice of the combiners and sort of talk to them, and then there's an individual voice for each one, but all are affected by its different parts.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, next, your name?
Hi, my name is David, and related to that, are you able to mix up the combiners? Like some Minosaur might switch an arm with a leg when he recombines. Are you going to play with how combiners can combine in different ways, like you always do?
Hang out till episode 8.
All right, thank you. All right, you, sir, what's your name?
My name is Starscream.
Right to Dara Starscream, everyone.
Long time fan, first time leader of Cybertron.
No, you're actually on a council that's not entirely leadership. That's
It's further than you've ever gotten, Buckethead. My question is actually for the former Decepticon leader. So, mighty Megatron, how does it feel
This
to
is
have
hilarious.
failed so completely?
Ooh.
a retirement's pretty amazing. I've got all the free time in the world. Pokemon Go just came out. I got a Charizard in my sink this morning. It's amazing.
I found a cream seed in there earlier. Don't think it counts. I've been playing more of a Transformers Earth Wars. That's how I choose to spend my free time. A freedom afforded to you only by the current administration. I hear it's the right of all sentient beings.
Thank you, everyone. As I said at the beginning, we're all fans, and this was made with a lot of love, and it's all for all of you. So thank you for coming and enjoy the con. Thanks, guys.